Rosemary, you're a familiar face to anybody who's watches the community chorus, and I get a feeling you've loved being the community chorus. Can you tell us a little bit how you first got involved?
I first got involved by belonging to a group called Golden Voices, and they're for the over 50s singers, and they were asked did they know if anybody wanted to join the Thurrock Community Chorus. I held back, this is relevant because I was dealing with my father with Alzheimer's at the time, and then something, I don't know where it came from, said, I think you should join the Royal Opera House. And I did, and I joined the rehearsals for Lud and Isis, which we performed in the workshop, which wasn't quite opened at the time, and we sort of christened it, and I played the part of a water nymph rising up through the water.
That must have been quite a challenge, because Lud and Isis was a big thing. The Secretary of State, Jeremy Hunt, I recall being there. But were you daunted, or did you take it on board naturally?
I was not daunted. I love doing anything like that. I used to teach yoga through the British Wheel of Yoga, and I've learnt years and years ago to find my inner self, and my strength, my energy can come from there.
And since Lud and Isis, you've been on several other performances, haven't you? Can
yes.
you take us through a couple of those?
I've performed with the Thurrock Community Chorus and the Opera Chorus at Covent Garden. We've sung under our delightful conductor Jeremy Hayman. We also sang two of our own songs to the Opera Chorus's conductor, Renata Balsadonna, who is world renowned.
It's great to see faces like yourselves and sort of almost familiar faces like we talked about Mike Ostler, but you want to see fresh faces, don't you?
You want to see fresh faces. I suffer from bipolar, and I would like to see people from all different backgrounds come to join the Thurrock Community Chorus to see what it can bring out of them. Why I mention disabilities is the Royal Opera House encompasses everybody. Everybody is a whole person. I thought that word when I got up this morning, and I am treated as a whole, whereas within other organisations I have not been, and it's really hurt me.
Sometimes people in Thurrock sometimes suffer from a little bit of lack of confidence about these things. Do you have to be a great opera singer to join?
No, not at all. I could ask you, Michael, can you sing?
Not very well.
But you could still come along, because it would be encouraged and nurtured by Jeremy, our conductor. It's we want you, and then we want your voice as well. But you do not have to be a good singer. It would be encouraged, and it would come to the fore.
If there's one thing that over the years you've got out of being a member of the community chorus, what would it be?
Emotional, my sanity. The Royal Opera House has helped me defeat my mental illness and eradicate, and I mean from my heart, eradicate the terrible bout that I had of my illness, the really serious bout, every year for 22 years. And that does make me very emotional, and I am indebted to them.
Rosemary, thank you very much. Gabrielle, just to go over a couple of things about the community chorus. It is inclusive, and people can. At what point of ability can people start and join in it?
When we ask people whether they would like to join a choir, they usually just laugh and say, "Oh, but I can't sing." Well, actually, everybody can sing, and we know that because it's a non-audition choir. People come there whether they've sung all their lives or whether they've never sung in their lives, and they all learn how to sing. And that's in part due to the skill of our vocal leaders and our musical director Jeremy Hanneman, who really brings out people's voices. People overcome their fear. It's a very, very friendly and social environment, so people look after each other, support each other, and it's great to see that people with a lot of singing experience and people with little singing experience can learn from another and sing together some very, very powerful and strong works and music.
Is it hard to learn to sing? I mean, if somebody barely knows how to sing but is really enthusiastic, is it difficult?
I think enthusiasm is the most important thing. It's not hard. Sometimes I think you do have to overcome this fear, and a lot of people do have a fear of singing. But but I don't think in this kind of environment it takes very long to overcome that fear. Yes, you then have to learn some of the repertoire, you have to listen to things, but it does come very natural, and to most people it comes very naturally, and they learn it as part of their groups as well, as part of the weekly sessions that we do.
Mentioning weekly sessions, so if somebody sees this news item, they're interested, what can they do next?
Well, we are running a couple of sessions at the end of September, on the 28th of September and on the 5th of October, for people who would just like to try it out. So there's no commitment, they can just come along, meet everyone, give it a go, and if they think it's for them, they can sign up. So it's completely informal, but sometimes that's the hardest thing, just the first sort of step through the door, and we try to make that as easy as possible by having a fun session on those 2 evenings.
And what about young blood, fresh blood? What plans have you got for that? For them in the future?
So we've had, for the last 3 years, we've worked with young people as part of RM19, which has been great. We've had amazing young people from Thurrock work with us, but now is a time where we feel we want to get more young people singing in Thurrock. And so RM19 will carry on for this month and then have a final performance at Covent Garden at the end of September. And then after that, RM19 in its current form will cease to exist. But we're doing lots of new exciting things that existing RM19 members will join up with, but also other young people can join with. And one of them is that we are developing a young leaders program. So it's aimed at young people aged 13 to 25 who want to really develop their singing skills, but also on top of learning how to sing as a small ensemble, they also want to find their own little ensemble and start up their own singing group, maybe in their own community. It could be in their school, in their youth club, in their church, or just with their mates. So we want to give them the skills to work together and sing and really develop their singing, but also to learn how to lead a group. And that way we hope that many more young people in Thurrock will start singing. So they can, we have our Royal Opera House Thurrock Facebook page. If you look for that, there's all the information on the Facebook page. Alternatively, you can also email us. It's getinvolved@roh.org.uk, and that's the email address for all of our work. So if you're interested in anything at all, have any ideas, please just get in touch with us.